Guys, come on in, come on in. This is our weekly Tuesday takeover, an hour later than normal, but you know, we had to take care of some stuff, but here we are. Here we are. It's Tuesday. I I because I worked yesterday. I know yesterday was President's Day here in the States. So, did you have off yesterday? We didn't. I did our Real Housewives of Potomac recap with Lil Lynn and Grace reports. If you missed that, be sure to check that out. Yesterday was a great conversation. Then we did a members only after show for RHOP. Then I did another video. I can't remember. Then I did a bunch of TikToks. Shout out to everyone watching on TikToks. But here we are. It's Tuesday Takeover. Normally we're live at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, so I know this is going to throw you off, but this is why it's important to have your notifications on. This is why it's important to follow me on places like Twitter and TikTok. That way you get notifications. Sometimes when one notification doesn't work, another one will work. Shout out to our King's Guards that's in the building, our members in the building, our subscribers. It is a subscribers only live chat. I did post a poll in the live chat on YouTube. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch. But if you want to be a part of our larger audience and be in the chat, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kempire Daily. And don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, y'all. That's where you're getting visual versions of our podcast and our new channel, Kempire Shorts. Right now, you're getting 1 or 2 shorts on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, but we're putting all of our shorts eventually on the Kempire Shorts channel. So be sure to subscribe there if you haven't already. Mods, if we can post links to that in the live chat, that would be greatly appreciated. So shout out to our King's Guards. We appreciate them. They're saying hello. They're trying to say hello to everyone, y'all. That is a courtesy. Please keep in mind it's almost impossible for them to say hello to the amount of people that we have in our build. Like already, we have almost 500 people watching. Please understand, they can't get to everyone, but they do try. They do try. But don't forget, in the Kempire Daily YouTube live chat, I've posted a poll asking this question. But you all can share on TikTok or Twitter or Twitch or wherever you're watching from, or Facebook. I asked this question: is it time for people to forgive Chris Brown? And you're probably wondering, for what? Come on now, you know what, for what? And I gave you these options. Yes, this was a long time ago. No, he's still problematic. Or, like me all the time, twerking on a fence. So be sure to vote there. Be sure to let me know where you're watching from. Let's get into a countdown to get people ready and going. And then we'll get into our Tuesday Takeover, because we have a lot to talk about, from pop culture news to reality TV news. And, of course, we have to recap some of our favorite shows like Below Deck, 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, The Real Friends of WeHo. Shut up. Leave them alone. This was a good episode this week, and it's about to be over, okay? It's about to be over. So we're going to be talking about that and so much more, guys. So let's get into this countdown.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow me, lead it. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter. We're live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on TikTok behind the scenes. Thank you all for being here. So as you know, with Tuesday Takeover, we cover a variety of reality TV news, pop culture news. This is where we do get to catch up on everything that we, because I'm only one person. Look, I'm only one person, so I can't cover all of the shows that we want to talk about or all of the news that we want to talk about. But we try, and we try to catch up on those things on Tuesday Takeover if this is your first time being here. All right. So shout out to everyone in the chat and shout out to everyone watching from around the country and around the world. We really do appreciate that. So as you know, with Tuesday Takeover, we tried to start off with some good news. Okay. And literally, as I was, busy this morning, and I'm trying to get out of the habit of saying, I'm always working on my speech. For those of you that the trolls that like to make fun of my list, but I'm always for myself, not for you trolls. But I'm always trying to work on my pronunciation, my grammar, things like that. I'm not perfect, okay? I try to be though. I'm a Taurus. Hey, okay. But we like to start off with some good news, and I want to say congratulations to the Brat. The Brat and Judy. You all keep telling me, oh, you should get into the Brat and Brat loves Judy. Okay, I can't get into everything though, y'all. I can't get into everything. But congratulations to the Brat. The Brat announced this morning that she is pregnant with her first child. So TMZ was the one who let me know. that news broke for me. But hold on, let me see if I can pull up their picture. Hold on, I gotta go to I got to pull up the picture. The amount of preparation I do for this show, and then still there's always something. Oh, wait, I need something. I'm missing something. Okay, okay. I'm gonna need them to do better with this. Hold on, y'all. I want to pull up the pictures of the Brat and her pregnant belly. Come on, hold on. So People Magazine had the exclusive, and a lot of you always tell me, oh, you should get into Brat Loves Judy. I can't possibly get into everything, but I might for this season because the whole journey of this will be chronicled for their, was it third season? So all of that. As you know, they just got married, but they've been together for a while now. So TMZ is reporting this. Hold on, let me just pull up little pregnant baby belly. She's 48 years old, okay? But she also talked about, and I'm sure we're going to see this during the season, the journey of getting pregnant. It wasn't an easy task. First of all, she's 48 years old, but also she had to deal with fibroids and things like that. We've talked about that recently. We were talking about one of the other reality shows that led to a conversation. Oh, I think it was Potomac. So we talked about that. Hold on, where's the picture now? Hold on, y'all. Here it is. Hold on. I just want to pull the picture up while we talk about this. So congratulations to the Brat. This is, having a baby is a blessing, okay? I guess that's what they say. look, that's what they say. So People Magazine had the exclusive. There are quite a few photos already online, so you can see those photos. But let me just read what they're reporting. It says, the Brat and her wife, Jessica Judy, as you all know her, Harris Dupart, are expanding their household roster, announcing the iconic MC is carrying a child at the age of 48. Okay? 48. All right. It's not impossible. Okay, so they said there's a first time for everything. Brat was the first female rapper to go platinum with her 1994. Oh my God, it's almost 30 years ago. Debut album Functified, and now she's expecting her first child, telling people it's been quite a journey. All right. But people posted the photos on their Instagram account. They write, Brat and Judy made the big reveal Tuesday, introducing Brat's baby bump in a shoot with photographer Derek Blanks, who everyone in Atlanta knows who Derek Blanks is. He's been around for a very long time. With a gangster motif to play into Brat's rapper exterior. Brat understands there are some possible risks with pregnancy, adding there's a lot of stuff we learned about women over the age of 40. Brat and Judy already shared Judy's 3 children together, and the rapper had to overcome a few hurdles. An embryo transfer that required surgery to remove fibroids, polyps from her body. Fibroids and polyps from her body. The couple says that they chose an anonymous donor and will chronicle the pregnancy in season 3 of their WeTV series, Brat Loves Judy. Congratulations, Brat. Congratulations. I don't know about you. I mean, I haven't really watched Brat Loves Judy, but what I've seen of Brat recently, I feel like Judy has softened Brat a little bit. Anyone else? Or maybe that I'm just making that up. Am I making that up? those of you that have watched the reality show, do you believe that Judy has softened Brat a little bit? Remember, Brat went to jail. Come on, we got to talk about all the things that we're talking about for busting that woman over the head with a bottle, right? With the brown juice. We got to talk about all the things. So I want to talk about her evolution. Look how far she's come. Popping people over the head with a bottle, and now a mom. Yay. Okay, so everyone in the live chat is agreeing with me. And I haven't even watched the reality show. I'm just basing off of her work that she's doing now on radio and on Dish Nation and what I've seen on social media. But don't play with her. Look. Don't play with her. Just saying. Sidebar. Since it's just you and I and about 800 people, sidebar, I have a question. Where are we at with the pay? You know, she has that judgment against her. She has to pay this woman, isn't like millions of dollars? Where are we at with that? Just asking. Okay. We're going to move on because we're trying to stay on the good news, right? The good news. All right. Where do I want to begin? Okay. Yesterday, we reported on Eminem. Eminem has crossed over into our reality TV space. Where's my Eminem photo? Oh, here it is. Eminem has crossed over into our Real Housewives of Potomac space. All right. So we found out yesterday because an attorney, a trademark attorney on social media, that Eminem is opposing a trademark that the Green Eye Bandits. Okay, for those that don't know, I need to be very clear. Gizelle, Bryant, and Robyn Dixon from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So they filed a trademark last year, a year ago. So they've been trying to trademark Reasonably Shady for candles, for merchandise, and makeup, and lip gloss, and things like that. They filed this trademark a year ago. But we come to find out that not only does Eminem own the copyright for Slim Shady, he also owns the copyright for Shady. So there are a lot of fake attorneys on social media, including me, pretending to act like they know what it means when it comes to trademark. I know a little bit more because I've been involved in trademarks. But I think it needs to be understood. Just because, you know, like we use short and shady on merchandise and things like that, but it's not trademarked. But if I try to file for a short and shady trademark, I might also get a situation from Eminem's people. And please understand, Eminem is not sitting around watching trademarks. He has a team that is watching these things for him. He probably has a trademark, you know, a whole trademark situation. I believe Mariah has a whole trademark situation. The Mariah situation, the connection there, just saying. So he is opposing their trademark for Reasonably Shady because they feel as if, his team feels as if that it will infringe upon his trademark. And I know some people are like, come on, Shady, this is a reach. What are you talking about? Not necessarily. It's not so simple. And he has the money and the means to battle this out in court. They don't. So they might just let it go. But what will they do now? Their whole entire existence right now, their whole entire podcast situation is Reasonably Shady, which is a clever name. Someone said Reasonably Starless. You know what? I can't stand y'all, but I love you. But I love you. Okay. Special Case says, it's trademark infringement. Hold on. Let me save this. It's trademark infringement. Period. Point blank. Damn. Not the trademark police. Come on. So And I also saw, I think Diana just posted this as well, that his daughter has a podcast with Shady in the title as well. But I'm sure her dad's not going to fight that. He probably gave the okay for that. I cannot wait to see this play out. And I said this earlier, I don't need to see this play out on television. Bravo, 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 effing bravo. You know they love any sort of association to an A-list celebrity, a celebrity, because I don't know why, because they're clout chasers? I don't know. Look. So I wouldn't be surprised if they want to make this some sort of storyline next season for Gizelle and Robyn. And I know everyone's still wanting to know, are they really coming back? I definitely think Gizelle's coming back. I do believe, and I had this thought to myself. I said, well, and I've been listening to Bethany's podcast, the Rewise, where she talks about, it's interesting to hear her perspective. I don't love Bethany anymore. I used to love her on New York. I don't love her anymore. But I like hearing her perspective on reality TV and her experience with reality TV. And now I'm thinking to myself, very much like what Karen said in her YouTube video, now Robyn has a reason to be on the show, because none of the people that are on this cast, except her bestie, Gizelle, will be okay with the fact that she kept this from the cameras. And how hypocritical she's been throughout this last year and last 2 seasons, when you think about it. You've had this real story going on and you completely have ignored it. And then you have these hypocritical moments, like in part 1 of the reunion, talking about, can we all agree that a married man should not be in a hotel room with someone? Girl. Really? Robyn, thanks for the dislike. I love the fact that you're watching. Or one of the Robyn stands. I don't know. Look. Okay. All right. All of you trying to pretend to be trademark attorneys in the chat, please stop. Look, please stop. All right. We will leave this up to the real attorneys to figure this out. What we do know is that Eminem has opposed this, because that's his right, because he has his own trademarks in regards to Slim Shady and Shady. So we shall see how far this will go. Because my thing, at the end of the day, they may have every right to use Reasonably Shady and trademark it, but do they have the means to fight someone that is trying to oppose it? We shall see. Someone said Robyn has stands. Trust love. They exist, unfortunately. No. We all have stands, don't we? Look. All right. So I wanted to talk about that. So if you missed the extensive video that I did talking about the whole situation, be sure to check out that video. We did a separate video, but I wanted to mention it during our Tuesday Takeover for the callers that want to call in and share their thoughts, okay? Look. Let me see. Hold on. What else did I want to talk about before we move? Okay, let's move on to some reality TV and what I'm watching right now. All right, so Traitors. So I am in the middle of watching Traitors UK, which is on, it's on Peacock now. Traitors UK is on Peacock. The United States version is on Peacock, and Australia's version is on Peacock. Okay, it just became available, the UK and the Australia versions. So before we even get into the Traitors UK, oh, woo, 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 Brandy. I think Brandy's done. Done with Peacock and Bravo. And because, as you know, we had the incident in Morocco where she allegedly forced touching and kissing on Caroline Manzo, allegedly. So I told you, if Brandy is not at the Traitors reunion, which happened this past week here in New York City, then I think she's done. Well, girl. Word on the street, she wasn't there. Word on the street, she was not in attendance. I think Brandy is done for. We did a follow-up video talking about some more allegations that came out from this incident, including Brandy allegedly telling a producer, "Are you going to F me tonight?" What? But according to this report, they were saying the producer, has known Brandy a long time. They didn't see anything with it. Plus, they've been producing reality TV. They're like, whatever. But I told you this with my HR background. It doesn't matter if the person that's targeted was uncomfortable. If she did this in front of a crew and other castmates, then they also could file a complaint and say that bothered me. That made me uncomfortable. Just the thought of it made me uncomfortable. Can I file a complaint? Bravo, NBC Universal, Peacock, Shed Media. So I think Brandy is done for. And you know why she's done? And I blame Bravo, I blame Peacock, and I blame Shed. Because she's been rewarded for this bad behavior time and time again. So I keep warning you. Look, I keep warning you guys, when you keep rewarding this type of behavior and supplying people allegedly, I don't know if I say allegedly, but I mean, okay. Supplying these people with alcohol, you are part of the problem. Wait, you think Brandy's going to sue Bravo? NBC? Somebody? I mean, after reading and covering that story, I said to me, I was like, well, Brandy, you might have a case. Because you can easily say, look. You can easily say that you've had a problem and they didn't provide you with the means for assistance. Look, I don't suggest you do that, Brandy, honestly. I suggest if you do need real help, you get the real help and then reinvent yourself. Because she was great on Traitors. I wanted to see her on the reunion before we found out about the Caroline situation, because she was the only one that really pinpointed the traitors. And luckily, she didn't stay there long enough to really start any mess. Because, if they had kept her there any longer, she would have been kissing on somebody. But yeah, they filmed the Traitors reunion. Word on the street, we're supposed to get that not this week, but next week. So it's a quick turnaround. It should be interesting. I told you last week that I was trying to get into Summer House. I don't know if I can do it, y'all. And I know the new season of Summer House started. I think I might just have to start fresh when they do the spinoff with the all-black cast. I tried. I was like, y'all are my age and older and acting like this? And I know there are plenty of people that are older than me that act a fool for reality TV and in real life. But I was just watching. I was just like, I can't. I feel like my brain cells are dying. I feel like my brain cells are dying. But at least I got familiar with people like Kyle, because he was on Traitors as well. I mean, we didn't get too familiar with him on Traitors. I was getting a little familiar with him when I was watching season 4, and I was like, Anyways, back to Traitors. Let me stay focused. Let me help Mama Ali, because she's keeping the timestamps, right? let me stay focused. All right. But I love Traitors USA, but Traitors UK is far better. Hear me out. Hear me out. Why? I appreciated the Traitors US. I appreciated it. I thought it was good, but it mixed reality TV stars and real people. But the Traitors UK is all real people. And I have to say, it takes you on this emotional roller coaster, because real friendships and bonds build, and there's betrayal, and then there's people being accused of things. And then they also have older people. Andrea, where's my girl Andrea? Hold on. Andrea. She's 72 years old, rolling barrels in through the mud. Okay? John, he's a sassy motherfather. Sassy as all get out. I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers, because I'm also still in the middle of watching this season. So I don't want to tell you who's been, sent off and things like that. But you already know who the traitors are. I don't really love these folks as traitors, to be honest with you, in comparison to the traitors that we had on the US version. But I'm going to keep watching, because I might fall in love. I'm still not in love, and I'm already kind of far into the season. Okay? But this is a jam-packed cast. At the very top of the episode, they already eliminate 2 people. At the very top. they didn't get involved in any sort of challenge or anything like that. There was no vote. It was off the top. However, they bring those two individuals back later on in the season. All right. I love Claudia as a host. I'm sure some of you are familiar with her that live in the UK. I am not familiar with her at all. But so far, the hosts that we've gotten for Traitors has been amazing. They've been amazing. Oh my goodness. But who do I love in this cast? I don't really love anyone. Okay, Aaron. And when Aaron started crying because he looked like he was about to get kicked off, I was just like, oh my God, Aaron. Because this was like one of the very first emotional breakdowns that we see on this season. And then eventually you see more breakdowns because then we get another breakdown from Theo. He's right next to Aaron in the far top left. Theo cries so much. I mean, there's so many tears, but then you start getting teary-eyed too. You start getting emotionally invested. And I think it's because these people have never been on reality TV. So they're just giving us natural reactions and real bonds. But this cat, oh, it was good. It's a good season, y'all. It's a good season. It will be interesting to see how it ends. I have not gotten to the end, so I'm not going to drop any spoilers. But I will tell you this, there is a couple that's on this cast. Okay? I can tell you that much. I forgot, it was Alex and Tom. I think they were the couple. A man and a sexual couple. There's a couple that were pretending not to be a couple. And then one day he tells everyone, me and Alex are dating. And then he has like this full-on breakdown. I think you're a traitor, and I think you're a traitor. And I'm like, Tom, get the hell out of here. What's wrong with you? You are losing it, Tom. You are losing it. But the Traitors UK, I know some of you in the UK told me it was better than the US, and I said, y'all always say that. But no. Someone said that they loved Alan Cummings more as a host. I did too. I loved him more as a host. But I do appreciate Claudia too. I don't think she's terrible. She's not Andy Cohen. Maybe it's Claudia an actress because maybe they're really gotten into this role. I have to say though, Claudia is probably a little bit sweeter than Alan was. You know what I mean? Yeah, Olsen says Tom cracked too early. Yeah, he did. I mean, it was great for us. So I wanted to briefly talk about that. That is The Traitors UK. It's now available on Peacock in the US. So you can go watch it and see it. They're not paying me, but at this point, give us a discount code, kempire 10 or something. I'm just saying. Peacock, let's tweet them, y'all. Let's tweet them. We need a discount code for the amount of times that we promote Peacock. So much so that they're now moving forward. They're doing well, Peacock. They're doing quite well. They're taking away all those freebies that they were giving away before. They're like, oh, we don't need to give out freebies. All right. Which show do I want to go into next? All right, we talked about the Traitors UK. Since we're talking about Peacock, let's move into Bravo, the Bravo world. Because I have a few shows that I want to talk about, including Family Karma. But let's talk about Below Deck first. Oh, Below Deck. Below Deck. This has been an amazing season, though. I wasn't sure. I've been turned off ever since Kate Chastain left. You know, things haven't really been the same. But this has been a great season. And I love the fact that Captain Sandy came. I didn't know anything about Captain Sandy. I didn't watch Below Deck Med, at least not her season. I watched the first season with the other captain, may he rest in peace. So I didn't know anything about her. I know very little. I saw her at BravoCon, I was like, hey. I mean, I know who she is. So coming into this, I really wasn't sure how I felt about her. And I am pretty sure how I feel about her. I am pretty sure at this point. I don't necessarily like her. And I don't think Alyssa by now, if you didn't know, was fired on this week's episode. At the very top of the episode, she was fired because Captain Sandy did not like the way that she was speaking to her. And you know what? I would agree with that. But I will also agree, if we didn't have Alyssa this season, what did we have? What did we have? And I still believe that Camille should have been fired. And Ben, your skirt was showing. Oh, good riddance. Oh, you because you think that Alyssa got Camille fired? No, Camille got Camille fired. She was a terrible deck stew. And she's probably a terrible person in real life. There's nothing redeemable about Camille. Can you tell I'm invested? Nothing redeemable. At least with Alyssa, she was great TV. She was also a great worker. You saw Haley. Haley was like, I don't know what to do behind the bar. So because she was busy in the rooms making beds and doing laundry. But Alyssa was able to do all of those things. Could she have gotten a better attitude? Yes. Do I believe that she was the cancer of the boat and that the boat felt different after she left? Honestly, no. I mean, it's very possible because, she was causing a ruckus between Ross and Katie. Katie and that fake hug at the end. I was like, whatever, Katie, you happy that she's gone because now you have Ross all to yourself because you already knew because Alyssa got this, she got this, you were no competition. Oh! Jean says, why did Alyssa need an escort off the boat and Camille didn't? That's a very good point. At first, I didn't think about that because I was like, well, normally they do have someone escort you off the boat when you're fired. But you're right. They didn't do that with Camille. Camille was running around the boat causing a ruckus. Did y'all notice that? Thank you for pointing that out. Ooh, Chocolate Chunk says that the light her feeling was a mind game Sandy invented. Yeah, I really don't think Alyssa was as bad. Yes, Alyssa definitely needed to work on her respect of Captain Sandy in that position. Definitely. Oh, see, everyone's saying it too. Mademoiselle says that is true. I'm wondering about the escort. Ooh. Yeah. Captain Sandy, you could tell, is biased. Definitely biased. And you guys have said that. If you watched her on Below Deck Med, you've said this about her. Again, I'm seeing her with fresh eyes. I did not see her as being, that person until I saw her behavior on this particular yacht. But thankfully, Captain Lee's coming back. We got that news towards the end of the episode. We got that news. But let's talk about these guests because thank God, because they had to get some out the wall, outlandish guests for this next charter because let's be honest, Alyssa was that girl. She was giving you all kinds of funny and fun moments. We can't say the same for the rest of the people on this yacht. Let's be honest. Just saying. But the guests were interesting. What was up with the primary? She kept on, can I get a turkey sandwich? And then she would eat the turkey sandwich. And then she had that gay guy running around the yacht in his costumes. Which I thought was interesting because it led to a conversation. First of all, Frazier hasn't dated someone in 2 to 3 years. Why am I doing that? I haven't dated someone in 2 to 3 years. Oh, womp for me to do. That's by choice, though. That's by choice. It led to a conversation about his dating life. It also led to a conversation about Tyler. Tyler, the OCD stew who likes to make everything perfect. And him coming out and, him talking about how conservative his South African family is. It's a cute crew. However, now that Alyssa's gone, they needed this gang of folks to come on in here and shake things up. One lady, look, the producers did this. Sometimes when I watch reality TV, I'm like, oh God, this is such a pre-produced moment. When the lady said that she couldn't sleep in her room, she was going to sleep in the thing. And they were just being extra. I'm sure the producers told them before they got on the yacht to be extra, turn it up, be annoying. Because I've heard that before. With Below Deck specifically, that they've done that. So this reunion should be interesting. Ben and Camille, he's still, look, you see how quickly he forgets Camille when the new stew comes on? Apparently she used to be a chief stew. Now she's coming on next week. And apparently Ben knows her already. I really don't care about Ben. Look, I don't care about Ben. I don't care about Katie. I actually like Ross, but I don't like Ross with Katie. I think that's such a boring dynamic. There's nothing zesty about that relationship. I'm like, whatever. But Ross actually has a really interesting background in history. But we're not going to get any of that because he has to be boring with Katie. Ooh, Gene says, hold on. Gene says that Captain Lee will be pissed when he returns. Didn't Captain Lee and Captain Sandy get into like a Twitter war or something like that? I never even Googled schmoogled to figure out what that was about. But he will be returning. But as you know, word on the street is that he won't be returning next season. And that Captain Terry will be taking over for Below Deck. I don't know how I feel about Captain Terry. Captain Carey. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know. I mean, he's not terrible. Captain Lee just has an energy about him. And I get it. Captain Lee has gone through a lot of health issues. He's an older guy. At some point, we all have to retire. Okay? I'm not sure if that's exactly what he's doing, but he won't be back for season 11. I think he might be retiring, though. He's worked hard. So I'm glad he's able to come back and kind of finish out this season. How many more episodes do we have? The rest of the season does look really good, even without Alyssa. Sorry, Alyssa. It seems like Ben and this new girl are going to be hooking up, and then forget about Camille. And Katie, you're just now thinking about how are we going to make this work? You live on one other side of the world. You didn't realize that when you first started hooking up with him? Stop trying to make this into be a relationship. It can't be a relationship. It's not going to work unless one of you are going to be like, yeah, I'll move over to Australia, or no, I'll move over to the United States. You're not. And already I can tell you long term that Ross is not going to be able to be faithful to you. Woo, woo, woo. Anything else that I want to talk about this cast in this episode? The crew, Well, I mean, this episode. Overall, this season, the crew's been great. The charter guests, annoying as hell, and I'm here for it because producers knew we would need these charter guests to spice things up. You just got rid of some of the spice with Alyssa. But I also think it was irresponsible of Captain Sandy. You know you have a charter in several hours, and now you're going to get rid of a stew. The good thing about Captain Sandy, though, is that she'll jump in and help out and do the things. But still, now you have to learn how to do those things. Well, some of those things. I'm so glad you guys brought up the whole fact that Alyssa was escorted off and Camille wasn't. Camille went on a rampage before she left. Or maybe Captain Sandy learned from Camille's situation. She's like, oh no, I need to make sure she's escorted off because I don't need her attacking crew on her way out. I don't know. A lot of you said you saw the biases. I saw the biases with Captain Sandy, but at this point, Captain Sandy won't be returning to this Below Deck. Is she returning to Below Deck, Med? Who was the captain last season? It wasn't her, right? Didn't she take a season off? Anyways. All right. Let's move on. Since we're talking about Below Deck, guys, if you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday Takeover. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. It is a subscribers only live chat. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And everything is the same on Instagram and on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Speaking of Instagram and TikTok, since we're talking about our Tuesday Takeover, it's important for us to talk about some of the pop culture news. And social media is a part of pop culture. As you know, on Twitter, it started... You can get the verified check or the blue check on Twitter if you paid for it. Here's the thing. I have the blue check on Twitter, but Twitter Blue has been around for a long time, a few years now, and I've had it. So that's just a bonus, not really, because there are a lot of benefits to having Twitter Blue in regards to how much content you can put up on Twitter, your content being seen more than others. that kind of thing. It's like advertising, along with like business stuff. Well, over the weekend, it was announced by Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Meta, aka Facebook and Instagram, that they're going to now allow people to buy their verification check. But I felt differently on this regard because what they're offering for this verification check is, we can, you can stop scammers from impersonating you. First of all, that should be a monumental right when you're on social media. That's something that Meta should have been doing before. Like, we shouldn't be worried about being scammed by fake accounts. That is your job to protect against that. So don't try and charge me for a job that you should be doing. And then there was, I don't remember customer support. You get like VIP customer support. That's also a basic thing that you should be providing. That's a big issue for a lot of people. Like, we can't get any sort of customer support from Instagram. So I'm sorry, I won't be paying for the blue check on Instagram. I say that now, unless they change some of the benefits. Because to me, at the end of the day, like, really? So apparently this is not starting in the United States just yet. It's going to start off in Australia, I believe, first. I think New Zealand as well. No, I can take that $12.99 and do something else because I'm sure this is going to be another streaming platform that I need. Someone on TikTok says, we need a Wendy Williams update. So here's a Wendy Williams update. Okay, it was just New York Fashion Week here in New York City. And Wendy Williams made an appearance at one of the fashion shows. So and the reason why I didn't do a report on this, because I'm actually, unless it's actually something I can talk extensively about, there's no need for me to post the video talking about Wendy Williams doesn't look well. We've talked about that. So we hadn't seen Wendy in a long time, but she made this rare appearance in this big, I don't know if it was faux fur, but it was like this big pink fur jacket. She looked great, but she didn't look herself. She looked, not that she looked out of it. Her eyes were a little, but remember, she has Graves' disease. So that's part of the eye situation as well. But she didn't really talk to anyone. She just seemed out of it. But this is what we've seen of Wendy. But can I talk about something? Can I pretend that it's only us here and not over 1,000 people on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and over almost 70 people on TikTok? I've been speculating, right? Because Kelvin Hunter, her ex-husband, has been fighting to get his alimony reinstated. But since Wendy is, I guess I do have a lot to talk about, huh? In regards to Wendy Williams. You got me started. So I was speculating that, I said, do you think that Wendy plotted and planned this whole situation, even gave up her daytime talk show just so that she didn't have to pay him anymore? And a lot of you do believe that we love a good conspiracy theory, but let me tell you something. I've read Wendy Williams' 2 biographies. She also loves a plan. So it wouldn't shock me that this is all a plot that Todd set up for the BS. No. So I said, maybe she, recently the case was dismissed without prejudice. Okay. I always mix those up. It is what it is. But it means that he could refile this case, this motion to get his alimony reinstated. But the judge ordered them to go into mediation. And then I thought to myself, I said, did she make this rare public appearance? Because remember, we haven't seen her in a few months. I said, did she make this rare public appearance to kind of continue to put it out there? I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm wondering. I mean, if this is a plan, Wendy, bravo. Bravo. 'Cause, 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 bravo. ' Let me get to some super chats. Tamara, thank you so much for the super chat. So you've sent a couple of super chats, so thank you. All the way from Canada. She says, Eminem did not invent the word shady. Please. Yeah, but he trademarked it. That's the thing. Someone else should have trademarked it years before him. We were using that word way before Slim Shady. So no one trademarked it. He did. That's the problem. Thank you for another super chat. She says, but Kemp, it's just a word. Are we going to start putting a ban on love? Again, this is not about the use of the word. We can still use the word shady. But what we can't do necessarily, first of all, we can't trademark it depending on where we want to trademark it. At least not for hoodies or t-shirts or things. It's already owned by Eminem. Tamara also says, yep, Wendy is smart. Rashima, thank you so much for the super chat. Rashima says Andy is given Robyn fired Robyn fired / demote looks as she talks. I don't know, y'all. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence now. I'm on the fence about Robyn being fired. I think, if anything, if she is fired or demoted, it'll probably be in season 9, not next season. I think they want to be a part of it. They want that to be for their storyline next season and have everyone react to her lying about it. And don't be surprised if you hear news that Potomac is going to start filming soon. Just saying. Exactly. Thank you, Robyn. And technically you can profit from it. You just can't trademark it because they can still sell their reasonably shady merch, but they can't trademark it. They can't really profit from it. Let me stop talking like I'm an attorney. All right. Let's move on, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday Takeover, where we cover a variety of reality TV news. Let's move on to one of my favorite shows on Bravo, and I really wish they would have given this a reunion. I don't think that they're going to, but Family Karma, this is their best season. Hands down. Hands down, this is their best season. Okay, sidebar. Did you guys see the video of oh my gosh, why am I Anisha's husband? He's a doctor. I'm not going to show the video because I don't know. I don't think she's posted video of him. So I don't want to dox the man because he's gone at lengths to remain private. So that's part of the reason why I haven't really, and if it was on the show, because remember we thought it was that guy on the show. Apparently it's not. He's a doctor. They're married. Good for her. I like Anisha. I don't know how long this can work. I mean, she still has her family in Miami, so we can still have her on the show. But Family Karma, this is your best season. Come on. I got to do it again. It's such a good season. And you know why it's a good season? First of all, shout out to Bali, because we always say that we wanted more Bali. This season, we're getting more Bali. And we're getting her personal story. As you know, she had to move out of the house that she parented, raised. There we go. Oh, words are things. Raised her daughter in. But now her mom's like, you got to get up, because she had to move out of the house. She moved in with her mom. Now her mom's like, you got to move out of here. You need to go to St. Louis. Is that where he lives? Right? That's where he lives, right? I don't remember. With O'Malley, who seems like a very lovely man, but she's like, I don't want to move to St. Louis, and I don't want him to think that I'm just moving to St. Louis because I've been kicked out of my house. I mean, that is the reason. And I think that she loves O'Malley. I think they're a really cute couple, and I love her daughter. Is it Anishka? I love her daughter. Everyone in this cast has such great reality TV personalities. It's so interesting. All of them. All of them have great personalities for reality TV, and they're all very different. But I'm liking them sharing her personal story. First of all, Bali's beautiful. Can we just, one time for Bali? Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm glad we're getting more of her personal story. And like I said, I would love a reunion so that we can unpack what's going on with her husband, her ex-husband. Sidebar, I forgot Bali was married twice. Damn. Look, damn. Mother has lived. But she seems to have a really good connection with O'Malley. But I'm wondering if the good connection and the reason why this relationship has lasted so long. Oh, it's Louisville. Thank you guys. I think the reason why maybe it works is because they don't live with each other. I don't know. I don't want Bali to move to Louisville. Okay. Look. Street says Louisville, Kentucky, not St. Louis. Well, St. Louis probably would have been better. Or she probably would have moved. Sorry, Louisville. No shade, but shade. I find it so interesting because I know a lot of you are watching this at different paces. You're not necessarily watching this live, so you're chiming in on things that I said several minutes ago. Just saying. I just noticed that. Bali is she's definitely shabad, as they say. So let's talk about this episode, because this episode is not about anyone else besides Amrit, Nicholas, and Amrit's family. We do not see at all this season or this episode Nicholas's parents, because they do not want to be filmed, and they're respecting that, and I respect that. Like, I don't even care about Nicholas's parents. They're there. We don't need to see them. We got to meet his Aunt Terry. I thought that was really nice. She was really sweet. I got to defend Nicholas, and I'm defending Nicholas till the season finale next week. I got to defend Nicholas because I love Amrit's mom. However, I do believe the pressure of this wedding is getting to everyone. And I need Amrit. Look, I need Amrit to shut up. So they have a conversation because, as you know, if you've been watching Family Karma, Nicholas has been struggling because he wants to have this Indian wedding, but he doesn't want to get lost in all of their traditions, and he's not truly represented in this wedding. So he expresses his concerns to Amrit, and he says some of the things that the mom said last season and some of the things that she said this season have bothered him. And here's the thing. When they have this conversation, I agree with the mom. She doesn't want to have to walk on eggshells, but Nicholas shouldn't have to walk on eggshells either. Because if this is his wedding too. If he is bothered by some of the things that she said, even if she didn't mean anything by it, he needs to be able to express himself. And you know why? Because he pointed out, as people that are part of a minority, oftentimes we are not able to express ourselves. We're not able to say, this hurts us with what you said. And that could be being a part of the LGBT community. This could be about being a minority, being Black, being Jewish. We have to allow people to express themselves, even if we don't agree. And if they're trying to, they talked about bringing the families together. I know Amrit's mom loves Nicholas. However, you cannot become one unit. You can't become a family if Nicholas is not able to have his voice. Nicholas has been on this show for the last 3 years and has not had a voice. This season, he found his voice, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I also see why. Look here, I go twerking on the fence. Twerk. Okay, anyways. Here I go twerking on a fence. I understand where people are coming from when they defend Amrit's mom. I can see where Amrit is coming from, because they have been very supportive of Amrit and Nicholas. And they really, especially Amrit's mom, has really embraced Nicholas. However, that doesn't mean that she's perfect. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have her little, passive aggressive comments without being intentionally that way. People say things and you're like, what? Like what? Come on, wait, I gotta read this comment because I don't agree. A6 says, Nicholas has too much voice for his freeloading self. What job does he do? He actually does have a job. Come on. Y'all are terrible. Not freeloading. Come on, just because they don't show. Remember, the show's not about Nicholas. He's sort of like a, side. He's not a main character, as you can see from the promo. He's not a main character, so that's why they don't show his, much of his life. And okay, before I forget about this, Indian Drake. Honestly, I'm not even mad at him this episode. I'm more mad at Monica's father because you already had this conversation with Drake. I mean, Rishi. You've already had this conversation with him. Why are you putting pressure on someone? And I know culturally, this is what people have done for years and years. We do it too in our culture. But you've already had this conversation with him not too long ago about either get married or let her go. You think I want someone to marry me after my father had to speak to you and now you feel the pressure of the world? No. You already know though. We already told you they're not together anymore. I need a reunion. I want to know what happened. Can someone tell me what happened? Did he really cheat? I believe he cheated. Anyone else? But that's my opinion. I don't know if it really happened. I believe he cheated, in my opinion. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Florence says Kempire with the wild opinions today. Please understand what channel you're watching. Just saying. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Anything else that I want? Okay, we didn't. Oh, okay. One other thing about Family Karma. So they're having a 3-day wedding. 6-figure wedding has been spent. All the family and friends are there. They're having all the different ceremonies. They start off with the memorial to a nanny. And I think it's beautiful. But then, part of me was like, if you watched it with us on Sunday on TikTok, part of me was like, damn, I wish I was invited. But then I thought to myself on day 2, and I said, I'm glad I wasn't. Because that's a lot of festivities from morning till night of just all kinds of festivities. And God bless Nicholas in that dancing. He tried though. He tried. I love seeing the aunties and the uncles dancing. Dharma and Arishma. I don't know where their friendship will be in season 4. I don't know where their friendship will be, but I'm Team Dharma. Lopa looked amazing in her stuff. Why does Lopa have Vishal blocked? I'm just thinking about the practical reasons. God forbid something happens to your daughter, you have him blocked. I'm just saying it's not impossible to get in contact with her, but what about in an emergency? But she seems to love him in her own kind of way. I mean, I don't know. They're married now. They're legally married. Vicky on Facebook. Hold on. Vicky on Facebook says can't stand Lopa. I actually like Lopa more this season than previous seasons. She's actually a lot more likable this season. And I love seeing the Indian traditions. I love seeing the food. Look, this is going to be the very first time that we ever see an Indian gay wedding on television. I think this is amazing. I'm glad we're closing out the season with their wedding. So next week at 9 p.m., Sidebar, you see how they switched up the times? Stop playing with Family Karma and their time slot. I don't know why the hell, sorry, I'm cussing. I don't know why you guys decided to Watch What Happens Live right after RHOP for a couple of weeks and then switch Family Karma back. Stop throwing people off. Holy and what's it? Fagua? Oh, or Pagua? Is coming, Kempire. You need to come to Queens. Oh, I should. Because that's a hop, skip, and a jump. Okay. We'll move on. Oh, yeah. Thank you, L. Singleton. Let me tell you about the fashion of Family Karma. All of the look, first of all, Amarit, your jacket on day 2 of your wedding was amazing. Everyone looked amazing in their traditional Indian dresses and saris and I don't know what they call the men's stuff, but it looked amazing. Exactly. Bunny says they're sabotaging the show. I don't know why they would do that. I feel like the ratings have been decent for Family Karma this season, but We're going to move on. Miss Bernice, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Bernice says, bring Robyn back. Bring Robyn back, not watching. Bring back Gizelle, lying toxic self, not watching. Damn. Thank you, Miss Bernice. Rashima, thank you so much for another super chat. She says, Nicholas is getting real petty with Amrit's phones. I don't think he's being petty. I think he's finding his voice and he's speaking up because his wedding is important to him. Like a wedding to me or maybe a wedding to you is not that important. But for some people, it's important. It's really, really important. It's something that you've dreamed about their entire lives. So I'm going to defend Nicholas until next week. I can't promise for next... Wait, what is it? What next season? I can't promise next season. Sorry. Season 4. I think they're going to get a season 4. And if they don't, I'm going to be mad. Look, I'm gonna be mad. Do you guys think they'll get a season 4? I feel like their ratings have been consistent. They're not the top rated on Bravo, but their ratings have been consistent until you guys messed it up for them the last couple of weeks. But stay tuned. Next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be watching it together on TikTok before we watch part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Have the ratings come out? Hold on. Let me just check. I want to see, because sometimes we love to talk about the ratings as well. So let me just check to see if our friends over at TVD has posted the ratings. Guys, while we're doing that, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. No, I don't see the ratings just yet. Okay, which is fine. We can always talk about them next week. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sidebar. Speaking of ratings, for one of the very rare times, and I think this is very interesting, they were talking about how season 13 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey and Vanderpump Rules broke their records for past seasons. And as you know, we were talking about the live watch ratings for New Jersey were lower than last season. Well, all of a sudden, Deadline came out with this report talking about the delayed ratings for streaming and 3-day ratings and things like that. And I was like, this is such a PR campaign because the live ratings weren't hitting like they were last season. Not to say that they're not doing well this season after, a few days, because the ratings, people aren't watching live all the time. But I thought it was interesting that Deadline reported on this, and everyone's like, I saw in the comment section saying, are they going to do this for RHOP's ratings? Their delayed ratings too? Nope. Look, nope. And I'm going to still talk about it, Andy. You're welcome. At least I'm talking about it. And don't forget, guys, tonight we have our Real Housewives of New Jersey watch party on TikTok exclusively, right, TikTok? So we will be doing that tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on TikTok exclusively. And then, of course, we will be recapping that episode tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, turn your notifications on and you won't miss it. All right, let's move on because we have quite a few shows to talk about, and I've been already talking for over an hour. So let me move on and briefly talk about one of my favorite shows. I really still love this show. We watched this together on Friday night on my TikTok, Real Friends of WeHo. It's a really good show, and I feel as if they made some decisions and not including certain people, that it probably would have been a better show. And honestly, I don't feel like Todrick was as bad as everyone thought he was going to be. But I think more people were upset that this was interfering with their 90 minutes of Drag Race. Well, it will, 90 minutes of Drag Race will return in March. So I believe we only have like 1 or 2 more episodes of The Real Friends of WeHo this past week. They were talking more about Curtis, because for me, it's all about Curtis this season. It's not about any of the little petty dramas. We didn't see much of James this week. James had some issues last week that we talked about, and we see the preview for next week. His issue is more so now with Brad because he thought he was building something with Brad. I like Brad. I think Brad is great on the show. We get to meet Brad's gay sister. She recently came out, and she has a conversation with Curtis because he recently came out. Then we got to meet Curtis's fine brother.
How you doing?
He's not how you doing. But he's fine. Not Brad. Curtis's family is good looking. Even his cousin that we saw on the show, good looking. Well, we also got a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City crossover situation because apparently Meredith has a bunch of gay friends because her and Joey have been friends for a few years. So we get that scene with them. I have to say they really pulled out some, at the top of the season they had Issa Rae, they had Cassie on the show, and now we have Meredith. Meredith looked great. I have to say. Meredith likes to use a Facetune on her Instagram, but her in real life on video, she looked great. So we get a scene with Joey and I think his partner's Bryant. They're getting married. At the end of that episode, we also get a scene with their parents. And I thought this was a cute idea about having the fathers, who seem very supportive of each of their sons, to be the best men at their wedding. And this was the very first time that, both parents were meeting each other. I thought that was a cute scene. These are the things that I'm appreciating about the Real Friends of WeHo. I know that a lot of these people didn't really know each other before. And I'm sorry to break a fourth wall for you guys. Most of the people that you watch on reality TV didn't know each other before being on the show. There's a small group of people that do. And we miss those days. I know. But for me, this episode was really more about Curtis, his family accepting him, that journey. He's throwing a birthday party. The constant shade about Todrick and him not paying his dances is not lost on me. Just saying. What else did I want to say about the Real Friends of WeHo? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Where's Dorian? Oh, Dorian is actually the villain of this season. He doesn't want to be here. At the top of this episode, they're playing this really, and look, I'd probably be the same way. I'm not sitting around with my friends talking about, all these weird questions in this game, especially if they're not your real friends. But he is so unlikable, Dorian. He feels like he is so better than everyone else. Honestly, based off his behavior on the show, it made me not want to check out his products. The only saving grace Dorian has is that his skin is flawless, so it makes me want to check out his products. So it's sort of like this dichotomy of like, I want to support you because your skin looks amazing, but I don't want to support you because you seem disgusting. Look disgusting. So I don't know. He just comes across so snobby for no reason on the show. And I get it. You don't have to share your personal life if you don't want to play that game, but you don't have to judge them for playing the game. Like, I don't do that. I'm like, all right, you don't have to do that. They're not making you do. They didn't hold a gun to your head. Exactly. Miata says, and I think he doesn't care either. He doesn't. Miata, thank you so much for the super chat. Miata says, did you see the videos with Joe Gorga and Joe Giudice and women taking shots from Joe Gorga's chest? I did not see that video, but that is a great segue to talk about that, because I did have that on my list of things to talk about. But the Real Friends of WeHo, I believe next week is their season finale. If not, there's one more episode after this week's episode. I'm not sure. They didn't say it was the season finale, but next week's episode seems juicy and interesting. And a lot of people that have watched the show with me have said that this is actually a good show. It's actually a good show. Dorian's an Aquarius. I don't know a lot about Aquarius to make a judgment, but based on what I've seen, I wouldn't have thought he was an Aquarius. I don't know, something about him just rubs me the wrong way, and not in a good way. Looking not in a good way. All right, we're gonna move on. All right. Because Miata brought up Joe Gorga and Joe Giudice, there was a battle. And you already know how I feel about Joe Giudice and, well, not Joe Giudice, Joe Gorga, the Teresa situation. I'm tired of this same conversation being had this season. I'm already tired of it. So as you know, recently, last week, we were just talking about Jacqueline Larita meeting up with Teresa in Vegas. And I said, and based on everything that I've seen recently and conversations, even Kim D recently was talking about how Teresa sort of, no, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, used her. When she was done with Kim D, she just was like, okay, bye. Teresa has a tendency, or not a tendency, Teresa has, what's the word? A pattern. There we go. She has a pattern. Kim D's not the first, and nor has she been the last. Okay. So, Joe Gorga, I guess he was in the Bahamas, because you know Joe Giudice, he's not allowed in the country. He was kicked out. There was video footage of them seeing each other, hugging each other. Mind you, they've been recently talking bad about each other in the press. And you know Joe Giudice does it for a check. That's how he makes part of some of his money. So Joe Gorga posted this video on his social media, and he says, both walked into the same bar at the same time. A lot of history there. We have memories since we were kids. I'm happy he's doing well and looks good. We were both happy to see each other and catch up. Glad someone caught it. Yeah, whoever you hired to pay them to. Look, everyone believes that the Gorgas are very calculated. Yeah, I believe they're calculated, but I also think Teresa is too. Well, after he posted this video, Gia decided to have a comment. So you can see under the comment, Gia posts, "This is honestly comical, knowing you were with him for not even 5 minutes and we're able to have somebody take a video and we're able to have somebody take a video of the interaction. Meanwhile, all you have done is talk so poorly about my father. You are such an opportunist to take advantage of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see my father and use it for a post." Then Melissa posts, "We both spoke poorly about each other. It was a nice moment. We have a lot of history together. Get the hate out of your heart." Then she deleted that comment, or someone deleted that comment, and it was reposted with Joe Gorga responding, "We both said horrible things about each other, blah, 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 whatever." Here's the thing. Gia, I can't even defend you, Gia. And I do believe that maybe it was an opportunistic moment, whatever. But we can't deny that these two have known each other since they were kids. So even if they've hated on each other. Let's be real. Let's be real. Your father has said is probably worse about Joe Gorga in the media, even being outside the country, because he needed that check because he got kicked out for stealing money. Remember that? And got your mother locked up too. So let's not sit here and pretend like your father's some innocent saint. I know that's your daddy, but let's be real. You could have stayed out of grown folks' business, because I do agree with Joe Gorga. They've shared a history. So you know what? Even though they talk mess about each other, they've seen each other. I'm sure everyone in the internet got their lives. Oh my God, the Joes are together. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm glad we got to see it. And maybe they actually had grown men conversation. Mind your grown business. I know what you're all saying. You talking about their business. Their business is our business. They put it on national television. Honestly, I could care less. Someone on my TikTok, Treasure says she always forgets what her dad did. You know, rightfully so. That's her daddy, whatever. Now she's working for that law office so she can get him back home. No, he can stay out. You do the crime, you do the time. He did the time and they kicked him out. Sorry. Unless they let the black people they kicked out. I'm just saying. Anyways, we'll move on. It's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, guys. I hope you've taken the time out this month to learn something new. Shout out to all the content creators that I've seen on TikTok posting some really great content about the LGBT community and the black folks within that community that has paved the way for all of us, or some of those of us that, you know, we're in fashion or history or politics. I love it. I love learning new things about black people that we didn't know about. So yeah, Chocolate Chunk says, "Hush, Gia, hush." Yeah. So tomorrow I won't even talk about it. But thank you. I wanted to talk briefly about it here. And because as soon as I said, Gia, shut up. Anyways, we'll move on. We'll move on. Okay. Harlem, yay. Harlem on Prime. 2 new episodes came out this week on Harlem on Prime. This show is still very good. Still very good. Camille, you get on my nerves. Megan Good's character, you get on my nerves. But that is the character that you play. That is the character that you play. Now she's going to, you know, the second episode ends where she's in bed with the guy I can't even keep the guy she was dating when she kissed her ex. Now, I don't think she slept with the man. I think she just fell asleep working on that project with the man. But it's still so good. And you know why it's good? Because of everyone else. Because everyone else. I mean, I like Megan Good. I think she's necessary as a part of the situation. Like, I think she is necessary. But my favorite character is Angie. And I love the fact that Angie in this recent episode is actually in a relationship. Because at first, you know, Angie was like everywhere and screwing everything. But now she's starting to settle down and she's having a real relationship these last couple of episodes. Y'all, what was up with, you know, they were celebrating Pride. I love Pride here in New York City. They left Harlem. Everywhere that they filmed, y'all, was one of my favorite neighborhoods here in Manhattan. And that is the West Village. Oh, they were running around. I saw a couple people I knew. I was like, uh-oh. Why is it, you know, she was low on battery. She was low on battery. And then she starts running. And then everyone else starts running when they see her running. I was like, what in the New York City is going on? It's true. That happened at BravoCon. People started running and then everyone else started running. During the Beverly Hills situation, people started running in one direction. And the true New Yorker went in the opposite direction. Because I knew what they were running towards. They were running towards some line for something. I was like, no. But if you're on the street and you see people running, you need to run in that direction with them. Just saying. It was such a cute moment. Melissa says that was so funny. It was such a cute moment. For me, again, this season, it's all about Angie. But we also have to talk about Quinn. Oh, God. We got another, you know, Quinn's mom, played by Jasmine Guy, with the terrible Jamaican accent. I'm happy Jasmine Guy is working. I think she's a great actress. A terrible accent, though. I'd just much rather her use her regular voice and every once in a while, you know, drop a bomba clat or something. You know what I mean? I don't need the entire accent because it's just not hitting for me. Can someone send an SOS to the writers? I don't know. But Quinn, she's going through, you know, she's trying to find her way. She's trying to find her identity. She's the strong friend. And, you know, the entire episode, she's trying not to talk about the Vogue shoot that she canceled. And she's having like a breakdown. And then she finally, you know, asks her friend to come check in on her. Ty. I like Ty. I like all of them in different ways. Ty had to write $1 million check to her ex or soon to be ex. But then he ends up giving her back. He rips up the check at the end. Because he really didn't want the money. He wanted to have an understanding why she married him and then left him. And they were really friends. Shireen, I thought I was the only one. But then I kind of worked my way through it. Shireen says, I'm confused why Quinn is so down. I was going through the same thing in my head. I was like, what? I guess because it came out of nowhere for me. But if you really think about what she's been going through since last season, it's been like this progression of her trying to find herself. And then when she thought she found herself in someone else, she lost that person. So I think it was a combination of things. So that's where I had to rationalize it myself. I don't think the writers necessarily translated that properly. Like we weren't as emotionally invested in what was going on with Quinn. But these last couple of episodes were really, really good. Oh, Marshmallow said, don't give away Wendy's secret plot, Kempire. I'm trying not to, but damn it. I mean, I'm wishing for the best. Yeah. Danny says Quinn needs therapy real bad. I hope next episode that they address that, because it seemed as if she got into a really dark place by the end of this last episode, and she called on her friends finally. But you can call on your friends, but your friends aren't professional people to handle what she might be going through. Exactly. Dee says that Quinn is lost and trying to find her purpose. Like so many other people. I know a lot of you probably could relate to her. I think just the way that they translated it on screen, it didn't become what we thought it could be. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of us were like, wait, how did we get here? But we're here. I like Grace Byers. I think she's great in this role. Because you remember what she played on Empire, completely different. But I like this. I'll say I love that. Kennedy says, I haven't seen this show, but your recap makes me want to give it a chance. Tell the executives that so they can give us some sort of advertising. Just saying. All right. I'm drinking my moon water. I know this is my moon water. It was a new moon in Pisces. Happy birthday to Rihanna. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating a birthday. I know quite a few Pisces. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating a birthday right now. Rihanna's very happy right now. Word on the street, Rihanna. They're talking about Rihanna getting married in Barbados soon. I don't know. They were saying this the last baby. So I don't know if I believe that. I think if Rihanna's going to get married, she probably is already married. Just saying. Whatever. Mocha says, I have lived, so I understand, Quinn. See? Thank you, Chocolate Chunks. All right. Shout out to our mods, our King's Guards. We cannot do this without them, so don't forget to say thank you to them. Thank you to Samara. Thank you for the super chat. Samara says, Tree and her brother Joe are the same. Tree did the same thing by visiting Jacqueline last week. All a publicity stunt. See, Samara and I, we see each other. See, here's the thing, and I think this is why this is a safe space for people like myself that twerk on a fence. We can see both sides of the situation. We can see we're not team anyone but us. Well, some of your team kempire, which I appreciate. But at the end of the day, you're team you. If it came between me and you're going to choose you. Just saying. All right. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, before I get into 90 Day Fiancé. All right, I think I'm good. I think I can get into 90 Day Fiancé. Are you watching 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way? Okay, so 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, I love it. I love it. I don't love her, though. Nicole is a mess. Something's not right with this 30-something-year-old. She's like 38 years old. She married this young guy in Egypt, and she also converted to Islam. Hold on, all you have to do is chant, and you can become Muslim? I thought it was a lot tougher than that. Maybe, you know what I was thinking? Remember Charlotte when she wanted to become Jewish on Sex and the City? So I thought maybe it'd be a little tougher like that. Okay, so Nicole. I'm just going to start out with Nicole because Nicole is a hot mess. And something's not right with her. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I did miss 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way because, last week was the Super Bowl, so we didn't have it to watch. So I was kind of missing it. Andrea, happy early birthday. It's your 61st birthday. First of all, Andrea, I would have never guessed from your picture. Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. So 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Nicole. Back to Nicole. And her Egyptian boyfriend. He seems okay. He seems young. He seems a little naive. But here's the thing. She's relying on him to school her on everything about his culture and his religion. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, stop acting surprised. This is like her third time. No, maybe her third time moving back to Egypt. She left recently, according to the show. She had left and she was only stayed there for 2 months. Is she just doing this to be on reality TV? Or is she really this lame? Is she really this lame? Because my thing is that either you convert and you understand, you can't just rely on him to give you a full rundown of what his religion and culture expects of you. I think a lot of us that have traveled understand if we go to a Muslim country, what you need to do. As soon as she lands in Egypt, he's like, you got to button up. And she's like, really? Yes, really, woman. Really. And it's not like she's 20-something years old. Even remember, I think her name was Nicole too. Remember the young lady? She was like 19 years old and they're still together. And she married that man. She converted everything. And she's still Muslim. and I had to respect that. I respected her for it because she really she knew all the prayers, she knew all the traditions. She was like 19, 20 years old, and she's still with that man. And I think he was from Afghanistan, but they couldn't live in Afghanistan. Remember that? So I don't feel sorry for this woman that's almost 40 years old who knows how to use a computer to Google schmoogle and understand where this man comes from, his religion, and what you literally converted to Islam. Really? And you didn't decide to have a better understanding? You just had a basic understanding, so I'm going to convert. I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for him because I actually believe that he loves her. Right? Yes, Robyn, the young lady who married the dentist. You're still together from the last that I saw. But I'm done with Nicole. Look, I'm done with Nicole. Look, she This is another woman I can't get with. Look. So they went looking at apartments, Danielle and Johan in the Dominican Republic. So they go looking at hold on, let me move this. So they go looking at apartments. And apartments are great, but this apartment is like $2,000 a month. And she asked him, how much can you contribute? He said 5,000 pesos. And I'm like, how much is that? That is what was it, $90? They said it was like $90. And she's like, you eat 5,000 pesos for breakfast. She's like, I'm not trying to, carry a man my entire life. Girl, these are conversations that you should have been having before you married this man. Because she's also already married to this man. Oh, thank you, Patty, for the update. They are in Dubai now. He's getting his certification to practice dentistry in the States. I love that. They've been together a while now. That was a long time ago. That's nice that they're still together. Woo, woo, woo. So back to this. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. So she's like, so how are you going to help me pay for this apartment? Because she's not happy with his butcher business because it's not making money. The meat has flies on it, but he still had customers. But it's not making money. And that's part of the reason why he wants to go to America. Because he's seen his friends and family go to America and make a better life for themselves. And that was his hope. But she bamboozled her way and was like, no, I have no plan to go to America. I want to, because she's already lived in America. She's like, it's for the birds. But she's ready to get an apartment and have her own apartment. It's about $2,000. That is pretty pricey, right, in the Dominican Republic. So, but it's a nice apartment. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment. But she's like, how are you going to help me pay for this? First of all, I don't know if that's fair. You coming out of nowhere talking about how are you going to help me pay for this? And you already know his situation. And part of the reason why he wants to leave DR is so that he can do better. So I'm looking at Danielle with like the side eye this entire time. However, I don't believe that she should carry this relationship because she's obviously already resentful. So if this extends, she's going to be even more resentful that she's carrying this relationship. But I just don't trust her because I feel as if she knows she holds the power in this relationship and she holds it over his head. Look, Nicole Mahmoud. All right, we'll move on. This situation is going to be interesting. This is the very first time, and I haven't confirmed this, but I believe I'm right, that Gabe and Isabel. So Gabe is trans, and I believe this is the very first time that we've ever had a trans person on 90 Day Fiancé. Okay? But their big storyline this season, Gabriel's moving, I believe, where did they move? Gabriel, Colombia? So he's moving there. And she's really open to it. And she talked about that whole process and how she found out. And she was talking with her friends about that. But then she was also talking about her family. because Gabriel wants to tell the family because he's marrying their daughter. So he wants to be able to be open about his story. But she's concerned. And now she's saying, you know, I don't want to be put in a position where I have to choose my family or the love of my life. Damn. Look, so that so far is their storyline. We got to know a little bit more about Isabel this episode. Gabriel, I like Gabriel. Gabriel's an interesting personality. It will be interesting to see their interaction once Gabriel is there with Isabel and how the family reacts to him opening up about being trans. It should be interesting. Oh, she also talked about, you know, the first time that they had sex. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And because part of me was like, don't say too much, because that, especially for a trans person, it's really their right to share that part of their story. So I was like, be careful on what you're sharing here. And you guys will let me know, replay crew as well. Do you feel as if Isabel shared a little too much? So wait, there was something in regards to the trans community that I wanted to mention. Oh, Jeffree Star, you're garbage. That's the thing. I know trans people are part of our community, but that doesn't mean as gay people that we can speak about their experience and their pronouns. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Jeffree Star did an interview recently and was talking about, like, why people with the he, the she, and the they, I don't understand the they pronouns. Why does it bother people so much about someone's pronouns? Why does it bother people? And I will revert it. Let's take it away from the pronoun. Why does it bother people so much about someone's sexual identity or sexuality? You not sleeping with them? Anyways, Jeffree Star, trash. All right. Oh, La Monica, hold on. La Monica says, I'm stuck with the narcoleptic lady. The whole thing is really odd for me. I'm just saying. Well, she's an odd woman. She's an odd woman. Let me bring up her picture. Chris and Jemmye. I really like Jemmye though. Jemmye for me she seems really genuine and sweet. And don't forget, Chris is the one who disappeared right before Jemmye's birthday. Disappeared right before Jemmye's birthday. And then all of a sudden popped back up. And this was like weeks she was missing. But you also recall they finally see each other and they're finally together. Jemmye's learning more about how interesting Chris is. You know, she has the narcolepsy, but apparently she has night terrors too. Oh my God. So if I start hitting you, what? See, that would... I'm still stuck on the fact that Chris keeps saying in her confessionals, oh, you know, this is my time, you know, to live my life. But she has an 18-year-old. She's been speaking to Jemmye for over a year. So he was still a minor when she was speaking to him. And all of a sudden he's 18 and she's like, it's time for me to live my life. I'm like, damn, can he get a hot second to get himself together? Can he get a hot second? Can he get a hot second? So she's an interesting character. I like Jemmye. I don't think this relationship is going to work because next week she's going to start to see more of Chris's health concerns. She has a lot of health things that's going on with her. We finally got to meet Debbie. We got a new Debbie. She's a lot older than Osama. She told us a little bit about her relationship, but she also tells us more about her life, you know, what she's been through and how her first husband cheated on her and she ended up leaving him. She's been through some things, but this was our first introduction to her. So there's not a lot to say about her this week. This week's episode really just unpacked who she is, her story, and who she's been talking to. This very, very young man. This very, very young man. But look, if the tables were reversed, there are plenty of older men dating younger women. So I'm not judging her because of that. I'm just judging her like, you're really going to pick up your life and move to another country? Okay. Oh, we didn't talk about Jen and Rishi. She's on, I really like Jen's family. She has not landed in India just yet, but her, we get to see the airport scene of her leaving, and her family's really tore up about her leaving. But you remember her friends dragged her a couple of weeks ago, and we were like, damn, the way that they dragged her. And you also know the other issue is that one of her friends played a trick on Rishi and started talking to him, and he replied, but he didn't really reply with anything tremendous. I don't know. I have to see their interactions together, but 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way is still one of my favorite shows right now on television. It really is. It really is one of my favorite shows on television, especially because I like it more than the other 90 Day Fiancé iterations. This was a good one, maybe because we get to travel and see things. All right. So I did not forget about our Chris Brown story. I did not forget. I still have a couple more stories that I want to talk about. But we are over 500 likes. So I'm going to drop the call-in link if you guys want to call in and share your thoughts on any of what we're talking about. And normally I just drop the call-in link for our members first. But members, you already got it. Look, I've done that so many times, and we had our members live yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to just drop it now for you guys. And let's get to 600 likes, guys. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. This is our Tuesday Takeover. Normally, we're live at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. All right. Hold on. Let me take a sip, y'all. All right. This is Jenny and Submit 2.0. I don't know. I don't know if I have to see their interactions together. Remember, Jenny and Submit had years of being together. Like, they've been together for over 10 years at this point. So I kind of believe in their love. I kind of, sort of. All right. So I posted in the live chat on YouTube a question about Chris Brown. So Chris Brown has been in the news a lot this past week. As you know, he has a collaboration with Chlöe Bailey coming out. He also had a recent collaboration with Cassie. But when the collaboration with Chlöe was announced, there was a lot of backlash. The last time we talked about Chris Brown, we were talking about the Grammys and how he was very upset that he lost a Grammy. He was like, who the F is Robert Glasper? So, as you know, a lot of people have very strong opinions when it comes to Chris Brown ever since the whole Rihanna DV situation, for a lack of, community guidelines here on YouTube. I can't say it. And honestly, I recently saw that photo again of Rihanna, and I have to say, when you think about how bad it was, you're like, oh. So he posted several Instagram stories after Keely, from 3LW. You remember her. After she was sort of like, oh, all these people collaborating with Chris Brown and blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing tremendously. And he had a few words for her. And he was like, no one cancels these other, white celebrities that had DV on their record and things like that. And I was 17 when that happened. And then a lot of you reminded everyone, well, what about Karrueche Tran and the restraining order that she had and the accusations that you also allegedly did similar things to her? And you were 28 at the time. So I posted in the YouTube live chat a question. I said, is it time for people to forgive Chris Brown? I gave you the options. Yes, this was a long time ago. Or no, he's still problematic. And then also twerking on the fence as an option. So with 45% of the vote, with over 1,200 votes, you guys said, yes, it was a long time ago. Here's the thing. When do we allow people to grow and change and forgive and move forward? And I'm not just referring to Chris Brown. I'm just talking about other people that have made mistakes over the years. Never really saw the fact that Chris Brown was hurting from this because people have been still playing his music. He still tours. He still has a huge following. So I never really saw that this really ruined his career. It did for a moment. And yes, there are still opportunities that Chris Brown is not a part of. As you know, he was supposed to do like this whole Michael Jackson tribute, which was canceled. And then, they were talking about, oh, Chris Brown should do the Super Bowl. And he was like, they're not going to have me do the Super Bowl. So there are opportunities that we don't even know about that Chris Brown is not getting because of what happened, years ago with Rihanna. But there's been an ongoing battle on social media about it's time for us to move on. And then some people are saying, no, he just had, problematic behavior not too long ago with Karrueche Tran. So I wanted to talk about it here because, that's what we do on Tuesday Takeover. We talk about a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. Replay crew, as always, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about any of the reality shows that we talked about, any of the pop culture news topics that we talked about? We appreciate. We also want to know where you're watching from. We also want to know where you're watching from. Okay. Hold on. Alexandra says he's trash. No, he hasn't changed. Okay. Oh, James says, laughing out loud, the Super Bowl with T Breezy. I mean, the things that I see on social media, All right, let me start taking some callers because I do want to get out of here because I've been talking for an hour and 41 minutes. Keela says Chris Brown has shown no growth. Miss Missy says, and the colorist remarks towards dark-skinned women, it wasn't that long ago. Let's not forget he snatched BW's wigs off at the clubs. And that recently became an issue where someone posted on social media that he didn't, for lack of having the story in front of me, that he wouldn't allow black women in the club at the VIP area or something like that. Okay, let me just take this down. I'm going to take callers, short and shady. We have a long line of people backstage. All right. So short and shady so that we can, so I can go eat. I did eat before the live, but I've been here almost 2 hours, y'all. I try to, eat on a regular time frame. All right. Just saying. Guys, we have almost 1,000 people watching on multiple platforms. Be sure to like the video. Thank you to everyone watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys. Kim says on TikTok, people are funny. They love his music, but hate him. They contradict themselves. Sassy says, did Rihanna ever speak on forgiving him? I don't know if she's ever spoken on it. That's a good question. We know that they forged a friendship after the fact. I don't know if she's truly forgiven him. Maybe, remember, forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself. So who knows? All right, so let me get to some callers. Let me switch this out. Hold on, y'all. All right. And let me put up our banner so that you guys... And did I cover everything that I wanted to cover? I think I did. Either way, if not, we'll talk about it in another video. Sidebar. We had our RHOP members live after show yesterday. So if you're a member, be sure to check that out because we had some conversations that we didn't have on, outside the members. And some of the members said that we should do a members only live for Real Housewives of Miami. So we might do that. Stay tuned. I'll let you know. All right. So let's get to some callers. We're going to take some quick callers and then I'm going to get out of here. Jada, I'm going to bring you up first. What's going on, Jada?
Hi, Camp. Ooh, I'm first. And I ate while I was watching you, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to be real quick. Okay. So I feel like with the Chris Brown situation, the people who are saying, oh, he should get a pass or we need to move on from it, they're not looking at the situation for what it really is. Most of his victims are Black women or dark-skinned Black women at that. So people rarely remember us in those types of situations. They're very quick to be super forgiving and be like, oh, let's move on. But when a DV's, like their victims are mostly white, then people want to hold a gun or a flame to their foot. You know what I mean? They're very much in it. They very much want to hold them accountable. like you were saying, his actions are very recent. It's not like this is something that's far in the past and he's learned, he's gotten better. He literally is just like, well, all these people, these white people get away with it, so I should be able to get away with it too. And that's the worst type of person. That shows you he hasn't changed at all. The colorism thing is another whole issue, but I'm just gonna say and end off on this note. The lady from 90 Day Fiance who wants her husband to change Egypt's culture just so she could be comfortable. I need her to be for real. Be so for real. Yes, Nicole. It's hundreds of thousands of years of culture, and you're expecting him to change it so that you can be comfortable. Like it's the epitome of white privilege. And then she wants to complain and cry while she's on a TV show talking about, well, I don't want to go there, so don't go there. Who is making you? Like, I'm so confused.
Right?
Like, I can't stand her. She's so annoying.
I was wondering the same thing. I was like, you make it seem as if we're forcing you to go.
And the thing is, he can't even force her to go because he can't drive. He can't get on a plane and be like, you're coming with me. No. So I'm over her. I'm going to keep watching though, because she's entertaining, but I think she just needs to stay in America. She's very much westernized and that's fine.
Yeah.
But then don't go over and disrespect someone's culture because you wish it was more like your own culture. I don't like that.
Exactly. Thank you, Jada.
Well, yes, no problem. Have a great day.
You too. That is so well put. Yeah, that's the energy. It's like, girl, we're not forcing you to go over there. Why are you on right now, Jada? It's interesting to watch, but I don't know how many weeks of this I can watch of her saying the same thing and making a big deal about him saying, you need to cover up. Girl, if you don't want to cover up, take your happy self right back on to where you came from. All right, let me stop talking. Drewski, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Drewski?
Hi, first time caller. I'm watching from YouTube.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
I just want to say, like, people say that we need to move on from Chris Brown. He needs to move on from being a domestic abuser. He needs to move on from being someone that destroys property, that harms people. If Rihanna was one thing and it was like almost 20 years ago, then he would have an argument where he's like, look, I was young, I did something bad, and I've changed. He hasn't changed. He went on to domestically abuse other people, his ex-girlfriends, his mother's property, vandalizing, different things. He doesn't want to be forgiven. What he wants is white privilege. And he's saying, look at all these white people. First of all, we talk about all of these white people too. Like, if he paid any attention, just like he didn't know who Robert Glasper was, we talk about all those white people. People never let Emma Roberts rest for the fact that she was a domestic abuser or everybody else. It's like, he's not asking, he is actually being treated just like those white people already. So you got your wish. It's just, he still has a thriving career still.
Yeah.
He still sells out. So like, what are you complaining about? That you're not getting mainstream white validation or that people are not going to let you? I'll forget it once you stop doing it. Because if you keep doing it, I can't forget what you keep putting in my face. You keep being an abuser. How am I supposed to move on and forget that if you keep doing those bad things? That's the consequence of your actions. Hello.
Drewski, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow. Damn. See how I go twerking on the fence again. It's like every time a different caller comes on, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me let me get to some more callers. All right, Nell, I'm gonna bring you up next. What's going on, Nell?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. So mine is towards Chris Brown. So I think just to piggyback off of what most people are kind of saying is one, I don't really think it's just Rihanna only. It also has a lot to do with his fan base, which are Black women, that sell him out. And he has said disparaging things several times. I think the recent situation that you're talking about is the girl that was in the UK.
Yes.
And the promoters wouldn't let them in. And she's like, no, I'm not talking about Chris Brown. I'm talking about the promoters. Who pays the promoters, sweetheart? Like, Chris Brown pays the promoters. That's his promoters. So he's letting them know that you guys are not allowed in the club. So a lot of this is just him a lot of people are upset of him basically trying to make songs with Black women. You don't like these women. You're saying that you don't like these women. Although this particular woman is of a light complexion, she is full Black. And just like previously before with the Normani situation, she's actually dark-skinned. Yeah. Why did you do it with her if you don't like dark-skinned women? I think that's the biggest outrage. And then on top of that, just like the last caller said, it's the constant abuse. This is Rihanna's not the only thing, and Karrueche's not either. If you actually go look up the allegations against Chris Brown, they're only speaking of 2 situations because those women are famous.
Yeah.
They're not talking about the women that he threw off his tour bus and all the rest of this other stuff that he did as well. All of that too, dark-skinned Black women. So it's not just the Rihanna situation, it's everything. So should he be forgiven? No, I really don't think that he's changed.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Nell, for calling in.
All right.
Bye. Woo! I'm glad I left the Chris Brown topic for the end. Woo! You guys have opinions, which I love. Don't forget, guys, the callers, no profanity, short and shady, so we can get to everyone. I try to get to all the callers that are backstage. And no, I will not be dropping the calling link again because I'm going to go get something to eat after this. You know how I do. All right, let me just read. We had a couple of super chats before I get to the next caller. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, I'm struggling with the woman with narcolepsy acting like a teenager, but love Gabe and Isabel. They're the only ones that I think that will last. Oh, you might have a point. Look, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far to think about who will last or not. Right now, I'm just enjoying all the, the 90-day nuttiness of it all. Christy, thank you so much for the super chat. Christy says, in this case, Chris Brown is not at fault, actually. And there were Black women in his section, though. Yeah, because I did see the Chris Brown posted video. How many Black women were in that video, though? Just asking. All right. Okay. Akita says, no, the clubs pay the promoters. Yeah, which is true. Look, as someone else in the call line said, Chris Brown hasn't really hurt from this. I know there are probably opportunities that he's missed out on because of the whole Rihanna situation, but he ain't hurting. Not monetarily, not, there's still artists that listen to his music, want to collaborate with him. You saw recently Kelly Rowland shushed people at the award show when he won an award that were booing. There are people that still respect him as an artist. I did find it interesting that Chlöe Bailey decided to, especially because of his history, and I'm sure she appreciates him as an artist, and that's why she wanted to do this collab with him. I haven't listened to Chris Brown music in a long time. It's been a while, and he's probably put out like a few albums since the last time I listened to him. And that's not intentional. It's not like I don't like the music. Maybe I don't, or at least the recent music. I don't know. Look, there's plenty of people to listen to. All right, Alex, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Alex?
Hey, Kempire. It's been so long since talking to you.
Yeah, what's going on? Why do you sound far away?
I'm on my iPad.
So
it sounds different.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, if this whole thing with Wendy is a plan, eat him up, Wendy. Don't eat him up. I love Wendy.
Wendy Williams.
And I want to shout out to Chanel Ayon's goat from TikTok. WeHo, Butter, Country Crock, Kerry Gold. He needs to go.
Dorian from Real Friends of WeHo.
Yeah, his new name's Country Crock.
Oh.
He needs to go. Yeah. And with RHOP, I loved Candace reading Gizzard. It was giving Nene, for sure, with the whole "you're not smart." It was giving Nene. Mm-hmm. And she's referenced Nene in the past, which I really love that. And then also, if you notice, Karen told Andy that he was putting Charisse wherever he could in the beginning. Did anybody notice that? I love that because he has been. And it's annoying because she is so boring.
It's not really him. It's we have to remember, Andy's a producer, but he's not the producers. So it's not just him.
Then that message goes out to all of them because it's very annoying. She's so boring. It goes out to all of them.
I don't think you'll see her again.
And then also, I want to say, I don't know how Robyn can stay on the show because just this first part of the reunion, I got so mad at her because she's such a hypocrite with what she says that I don't know how she can stay for another season without us being completely so mad at her because she is such a hypocrite.
Yeah, she is. She is. Yeah. Look, I can't even
deny.
Oh,
and my Black history fact for this month is that a Black man invented the Super Soaker and the Nerf gun.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, just wanted to say that.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, have a great day, Kempire. Go eat some good
Thank
food.
you. Bye. All right. I forgot about that. There's so many great little factoids. So thank you for that. And again, for those of you that are in the line, if you have a factoid, it's no pressure. If you have a factoid that you've always knew about and no one else knows about, let us know. All right, Rasani, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Rasani?
Hey Kim, how are you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
Good. First, I have a question for you
Okay.
because I saw it pop up on my Instagram that cassava, the shake that you drink,
Oh,
cassava.
Kashava. Yeah, Kashava.
Is it good?
I've been using it for years. I like it.
Does it taste like, powdery?
No, it's because it's all natural. Look, they're not paying me, so.
I know. I was like, I know you drink it, so I was like, let me ask him before
But
I
I
try
also
to
doctor
invest
mine up
something in
too.
it.
I think plainly it's fine, but I also doctor mine up. I put like extra stuff in. I put fiber in it. I put bananas, and sometimes I put like other fruits. So I doctor mine up sometimes.
Okay. Quick fun fact. I knew someone that had narcolepsy or has narcolepsy, and her type of narcolepsy, it was the strangest thing. You could not crack a joke around her.
Shut up. What?
If she started, if you crack a joke and she starts to laugh, she just falls right on out. Boom, out, down for the count. And I was just like, I swear to God. I was like, I didn't know it could come in that form, but I swear to God.
I mean, I've never even met anyone with narcolepsy. I thank God that I don't have it.
She's the first and only person I've ever met with narcolepsy, and that's how it affects her. If somebody always has to be beside her just in case there's a joke and she laughs, she will fall out.
And for those that have narcolepsy, can you like if just randomly standing and fall asleep? That's what I'm
I
wondering.
guess I guess so.
Oh my.
I'm not sure.
Okay. What else did you want to say, Rasani?
Okay. On the Chris Brown matter, I voted yes, he should be forgiven, right? Only for this reason. I don't keep up with him, so I don't know, of recent or how recent his problematic behavior has been.
Yeah.
I voted it for yes for the reason of people that have been incarcerated. You have many people that have been incarcerated. They go in, they've changed. They want to come, they come out, they want to start their lives over, but people never give them a chance.
Yeah.
And, if you're not going to hire me because I have a conviction and I can't get a job, you're going to end up going back down the road that you came from and probably end up, the recidivism that comes along with prison. And that's the basis of it. What I believe, if someone has done something wrong in their past, you have to give people room for growth, change, all that stuff. And
So you're saying
that
this is a bigger issue than just Chris Brown. It's more about our forgiveness as a society.
Yeah. And, we need to start like looking at that as a society because using prison as an example, that's why it's a revolving door. Oh, I'm not going to hire Kempire because he has he's a convicted felony. Not to say that you are, but and then say you went in because you were selling drugs. You actually come out because you want to do something, you want to go on the straight path, you want to do the right thing, blah, blah, blah. Nobody will hire you. You're going to go back and resort to what you're used to or what you were comfortable with, everybody needs to eat and everybody needs a roof over their head. So, we need to learn to forgive, especially when you see people have changed, they're trying to do something new, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like specific to him, but, just our society in general. And that's why I voted yes. Not necessarily, I don't know what he's been up to lately, but,
I'm glad you said that, though. Thank you, Rasani.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Take care. It's funny, and I can't remember the name of this company. There's a guy here in New York, I believe, that started a vegan donut company, and I believe he was in prison at one point too. And I think he also hires people that are out of just came out of prison. That is a larger conversation. It reminds me of the Dr. King quote, and injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So sometimes it's not just simple as forgiving Chris Brown as the example, but more about our forgiveness levels as a society and how we do not give people the grace and the opportunity to grow and evolve. So that's why I was really pointing out the verbiage that I was using earlier. But anyways, we'll move on because we have a few people backstage. In My Opinion's backstage. You're going to bring her up next. What's going on, In My Opinion?
Hey, Kempire, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed by the best. I love those faces you be giving out, baby. You be giving them faces. Let me tell you something. Okay, so 2 things. On the Real Housewives of New Jersey, it wouldn't be so egregious for Joe Giudice and Joe Gorga to meet up had it not been that Joe Gorga has been saying for the longest, he killed my parents. He killed my parents. Like, literally.
Okay.
The fact that he said that and then you gonna hug this man, oh my God, it was so great to see you. And all of a sudden somebody's here to catch it miraculously. It looks fake. Like, yeah, we knew Teresa would do it because that's Teresa MO. But we don't hold that against her because that's what she does. Like, she plays in our face all the time. But for you to get up here and claim you're so real, you and Melissa are so real, and y'all do this. We didn't try to get on the show behind your back, but then you're doing the stuff that we're seeing, and we're like, we're not supposed to believe our own eyes. It's almost like you telling us not to believe our eyes. Believe my lying lips. Don't believe your eyes. I'm not falling for it. He's just as guilty as Teresa is. They both played on these cameras for years, and they keep playing these same storylines. If you don't like each other, stay away from each other. Period. Point blank. I don't want to see it no more.
Oh.
And then with Chris Brown, I put twerking on the fence. I'm not a big Chris Brown
you were
fan.
with me.
But this is the thing. I'm not a big Chris Brown fan. But if you look at it, Johnny Depp has had this thing, but he's been forgiven. He's making millions. It's always us that won't hold our people to the fence. But when it's the other ones, we won't hold them to the fence. We won't take away their money. We won't take away their living to live better. Why are we doing it to each other? If you don't want to support him, then that's fine. Don't support him. But don't stop him from making a living. It's already hard enough for us minorities as it is.
Yeah. All right. In my opinion.
Have a good day, Kempire.
You too. Take care. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter. I see you guys. Mucha anxiety. Don't forget, guys, on Twitch, I hear the quality of, and we're streaming in 4K. So if you want the top quality on your television, if you're watching me on your television, because we are manifesting together one day, Kempire. Well, I've technically been on television twice, 3 times possibly. Who knows how many times this year? Anyways, we're gonna take one last caller. Mocha is backstage. We're gonna bring her up next. What's going on, Mocha?
Hey, Empire. Hey.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Oh, you're breaking up. Hold on.
Can you?
Oh, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, I had gotten a phone call. Sorry about that. No one ever calls me. Believe me. When we point a finger at somebody, was it 3 fingers point back at us? Like that thing with Chris Brown. Listen, Chris Brown ain't losing no sleep over us, so don't lose no sleep or no thoughts over him. I have a daughter who is a Chris Brown stan. She's an adult. She can like who she likes. I don't care about what he does. He's a rich celebrity. He's going to do what he wants because he's allowed to do what he wants. He can't do anything. These women and some men are clamoring to go to his concerts, buy his music, and allow him to abuse them. They paid $1,000 for those ridiculous pictures that he took at his concert. Yeah. Remember that?
Yes.
When they got bills to pay, some of them may have kids to feed, but they pay $1,000 to do it. You like it, I love it. So what we need to do is look at our own backyard and think about the people similar to him on a smaller scale that are doing the things in our own families and friend groups, and raise our children not to be like him, and tell our children that's not the person that you want to be. Because when he's 65 years old, they'll be talking about him the way they did about David Ruffin, James Brown, and some other people that were abusers. So that's it with Chris Brown. He's just ridiculous. And a fun fact is, Constance Baker Motley, who is the nation's first African-American woman to serve as a federal judge, is from Connecticut. So bow. There you go.
Thank you,
And
Boca.
we are the home of Yale University, one of the top universities. No, I didn't go there because I ain't have the money like that. But I wanted to shout out our local girls. Thanks, Kempire.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye. Oh, Boca is such a funny person. Okay. Shout out to our watchers, our listeners. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel and our podcast. You can get more details on links at the Kempire Radio YouTube channel and our podcast. You can get more details on links at kempireradio.com. And be sure to follow our Shorts channel. That's Kempire Shorts here on YouTube. Be sure to follow us there. And be sure to follow me on TikTok at the Kempire, because we're going to have a watch party tonight. Speaking of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So that will be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to everyone that called in. Hold on. I did want to point out something. Hold on, because we had a couple of super chats as well. Thank you, Rosanna. I couldn't remember the name. Cloud Donuts in Brooklyn. That is the former incarcerated individual that started. I wish I remembered his name. I meant to actually highlight him on the show when I first saw it, but look, so many things going on. But thank you. Cloud Donuts in Brooklyn. So Google Schmoogle and go support him. Kimberly says, you forgive and give grace to people who have shown they changed. Okay. Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Adrian says, my little sister has it. She falls into a deep sleep easily and it's hard to wake up, but she doesn't fall asleep standing up. Oh, okay. I was wondering when I was looking at, guys, if you're just joining us, we were talking about the woman on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way who has narcolepsy. Thank you for sharing that. I've never met anyone with it. And I thank God every day that I don't have insomnia or have any of these sleep issues. Oh, because I know it really drives people crazy that, that are not able to sleep. And if you don't sleep, it affects your health. It affects your stress levels. It affects everything. So I'm grateful for my sleep. I really feel like I could take a nap right now because New York City is so cloudy and cold right now. It looks really dim outside. So I think that's what I'm going to do next, unless there's a story I need to cover. I still haven't done my under 90-second recap of Real Housewives of Potomac on TikTok. I apologize, guys. Stay tuned. I will be working on that. It's been a busy week. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to our members of the channel. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And of course, thank you to all of you for being here. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. We have almost 1,000 people watching. So let's get to 750 likes. Can we? I have a new song that I want to play for you guys. And then we can dance our way into Wednesday. Or at least dance our way into the evening. Thank you guys for taking your time out for our Tuesday takeover. We will return to our normal time of 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. So stay tuned for that. I will see you all tonight for our Real Housewives of New Jersey watch party, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on TikTok at the Kempire. And our recap tomorrow will be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. PST for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Like up the video. Get out of here, y'all.
Gazing at the blue of the night, stars are filling up the sky. You take my hand in yours, we'll make our own constellations. I could say how much you mean to me, but it won't mean a thing, 'cause words never sound quite right. Let's find our own kind of language. We have searched the whole world and all around it. Didn't know what we were looking for till we found it. They could say they've seen the highest mountain, bottom of the deepest sea, but no one's ever seen listen deep.